Hi guys, Lookfog here and welcome to another FIFA 21 Icon Moments player review. And today guys, we're going to be reviewing the 90 rated Ian Wright. So 3 more Pro Icon Moments have been released in Ian Wright, Makalele and also Zambrotta. I will have reviews on the other 2 cards as well later on tonight. Really happy that EA are continuing to give us the Prime Icon Moments and not just on a Thursday as well. Give it to us on different days, which is obviously pretty good. So they're kind of spreading out the content a little bit during this time where there's no promo, and hopefully we will get FUT Birthday this upcoming Friday. But we did go ahead and complete the loan SBCs for all 3 icons. Of course, Ian Wright is the cheapest of all of them. 4 games played with him, 4 goals scored and 3 assists. 3-star weak foot and 4-star skill moves. His in-game stats, to be fair, I do quite like the look of this card. He doesn't seem like the most top tier end game cards, but of course if you're an Arsenal fan, a Palace fan or something like that, then I would completely understand you doing the SBC. And even just one of the cheaper moment cards to go for, it's got a really cool dynamic image. But yeah, his 96 finishing, his 88 reactions, 88 ball control, 91 composure, some of his main standout stats. I did also have the engine chems that apply to him. Player traits, he has speed dribbler and chip shot. Unfortunately, nothing like flair, finesse shot, outside foot shot, nothing quite like that. And an icon profile. EA have this card, or saying one of his greatest moments was back in September 1997 when Wright went on to become, at the time, the record scorer of Arsenal when he did score a hat-trick against Bolton Wanderers. How far they have fallen. Bolton as well, of course, now playing in the 4th tier of English football. But this Ian Wright card is actually really good. We've got me. He's not the most insane icon striker that I've used. For example, Hernan Crespo's 91 card is a better card. Moments Lineker is a better card. But I think as one of the kind of cheaper icon moment cards to be able to grind for not too much, he was coming in around just over 500,000 coins, which obviously is a lot. 500,000. It's not hard to be. It's not easy to be able to come by, but it's not impossible to be able to afford and do the SBC. Especially with the fact that the 82 to the 88 rated upgrade pack is there and it's very easy to be able to craft. And no doubt with FUT Birthday coming around, there'll be even more upgrades like player pick packs to come back as well that should be pretty easy to be able to do. And Ian Wright will obviously still be available during FUT Birthday and stuff like that as an SBC. I'm guessing he's there for the next 40 or 50 days or whatever. But in terms of if I was to use in game, listen, he did well. I wasn't expecting too much from him. Typically in the past when I've used Ian Wright cards, I found them to be a little bit clunky. Not really too much the case with this card. I actually really did enjoy using him, to be quite honest. Obviously came in with 7 goal contributions in the 4 games. Now, I still didn't think his dribbling was insane. But at the same time, he doesn't feel as clunky as what any of the other Ian Wright cards that I've used have kind of felt a little bit. But with this card, I thought his pace was superb. 91 in both acceleration and sprint speed. They both go to 96 with that engine cancer. So yeah, he's rapid. Being able to, create his own space to be able to run through on goal and stuff like that was superb. Pace-wise with this card, he is great. There's no doubt about that. He can pace away, from so many opposition defenders. That isn't a problem with his card at all. Very happy with his pace. His finishing, again, solid. 95 position, 96 finishing, 92 shot power. All of his shooting stats are really good, and they're very high 80s or in the low to mid 90s as well. And finishing in front of goal, he was good. 4 goals in 4 games. Was probably unlucky not to score more in that time as well. I think he might have hit the woodwork on one occasion. I think a few goalkeepers pulled off, quite a few fantastic saves against him as well at the same time. And I think maybe obviously with the fact that he was paired up with that road to the final Jesus, who by the way is absolutely unreal in this game. I feel like maybe if I was using him as a sole striker, then he might have just had maybe more chances rather than playing a 2-man attack alongside another striker. But the 4 goals in the 4 games were good. He took most of his chances pretty well. Certainly on that that right foot, having the 4-star weak foot as well is obviously very good. Passing wise as well, I was actually really impressed with. He does have 75 vision and 80 short passing. The engine camera style boosts his short passing to 85 and his vision up to 80. And he came away with 3 assists in the 4 games, and that was obviously good in the fact that I was using a formation which is very attacking. Of course, you've got the 2 wide players in Salah and Felipe Anderson. Then you obviously also have Jesus as well. And they formed up quite a nice little partnership in the games that I was using between them. So I was very happy with that. So his passing as a striker is it's very good. It's just what you want. You don't need to have insane passing on a striker, but obviously it needs to be relatively decent so they can link up with other attacking players. And Wright can certainly do that. Dribbling-wise, as I said before, he only has 3-star skill moves. He isn't the smoothest of players. At the same time, would I say he's really clunky? clunky? Probably not. I mean, obviously, I would definitely recommend putting something with the engine chem still onto him, because if you don't do that, then he might still feel kind of clunky, because he only has 81 in both balance and dribbling, which for this stage of the game as a striker isn't personally something that appeals to me too much. But I think having that engine chem style certainly fixes that problem, to the fact that, listen, you won't feel like a Lionel Messi on the ball, you won't feel like a Papu Gomez what if card. I don't know why he just sprung to mind, but obviously we always know that they're very, very smooth, agile players. Or Armstrong, for example, from Blackburn, his what if card. He's not going to feel as agile as those players and be able to turn quite as quick as those, but at the same time, he doesn't feel massively, clunky or anything like that either. So on the whole, for what he goes for, especially if you're an Arsenal fan, 100% I understand you doing the SBC if you're an Arsenal fan, 100%, because he's an Arsenal legend, of course he is. But he won't be someone that I'll be completing personally, just because I'm happy with already Jesus in my team. But as one of the cheaper icon moment cards to be able to go for, I thought he was decent. I really, really did. But anyway, guys, that will finish off this player review. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys later.